Hey guys, Omni here. Welcome back. Today we are diving back into the world of Middle-earth with the Rings of Power Season 2. If you haven't seen my reactions to Season 1, you can definitely go check those out. Long story short, there's a lot of really cool stuff, a little bit of mixed stuff in there as well, and a couple of things that definitely didn't work for me. Overall, though, I think I came out a little more on the positive side. First seasons, I'm always very lenient with. Gives them time to find their footing. Usually, if they can't do that in subsequent seasons, that's when it really starts to go off the rails. The way things left off, though, I'm really excited to see how they kind of develop things moving forward. The trailers that we've seen so far have been pretty wild. I saw one of these trailers at the theater, and I was like, holy crap, this was a little bit of a spectacle. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, let's get ready to jump in. If you want to see the full reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you come here on the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote what movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, try to make it worth your while, so you are going to every way support the channel. But guys, at the end of the day, really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. Please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. That all said and out of the way, let's get ready to jump into Episode 1, Elven Kings Under the Sky. Here we go. Well, look at that.
Morgoth is gone, leaving us alone and disgraced. But today, a new age begins. Under me, your new master, Sauron.
Dawn of the Second Age.
And with a new age, I bring a new vision. A path to unconditional conquest. For I seek a new kind of power. Not of the flesh, but over flesh. Power of the unseen.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
One we shall use to enslave the peoples of Middle-earth to our very will. No longer will we be hunted as the demons who broke Middle-earth, but rather
we have a coup already.
As the saviors who finally healed it by bringing its peoples together.
Now I know Sauron's a shapeshifter, but is he pure, like, intentionally wearing a different face here, or did they recast between seasons? Or is this just a charlatan? Hey guys, Addai-Robinson here. I just wanted to chime in real quick because rewatching this, my God, is it so obvious what is going on? And I apologize, you are subjected to this extended brain fart that you are witnessing, but I do eventually figure it out. But anyway, back to the reaction.
Men will never look upon you with anything but horror and disgust. A corrupted and ignoble race worthy only to be hunted and slaughtered.
Oh, holy shit. Wow. Well, charlatan or not, he's got some moves.
I am your only future!
Ooh.
And my path, your only path!
His veins.
Tayuk Zambat, Dorbolum Bor Zikli.
Yeah, I was just thinking that is such a dangerous little thing to kind of set up there, because the crowning can very well be its own execution of sorts. Holy shit. Wow, okay, damn. Oh, whoa. That was wicked, man. He was stabbed through the front, and he used that to pull the other guy into that. God, and now they're just Jon Snowing his ass. I mean, he put up one hell of a fight. Wow. I mean, I don't think he's dead, but it's still brutal as fuck, man. Oh! Jesus Christ! Whoa! Oh. Yo! What the hell? All right, I thought we were dealing with Sauron, not Arthas. And he's gone, leaving only his clothes and the crown too, though.
You are free.
Wow. Huh. I don't know what to think of this. Some blood is seeping into the foundation. Because I know Adar really wants the orcs and his kind to rule themselves and not be under anyone's thumb again, but we know that doesn't work out in the long run. Damn, he really came in here, changed his face, and got ganked. I mean, that was a wicked opening all the same. Never mind, we're still here. We faded to black for like half a second. I'm waiting for a jump scare. He won't get me this time. Oh, oh, oh. Whoa. Sauron has become Venom. Sorry, that was just a goofy sight. Oh my gosh, man, he is just slumping it as far as he can get. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Oh, there he is. Just needed another body. So he can manipulate the flesh, because that was a weird little implication, because I know that's like a key aspect of his character. Is one of how he infiltrated the whole thing with the rings to get those made as Anatar, right? Then we added this like incorporeal like worm form that he had there that seeped out of his blood and manifested after that one body got destroyed. So it is like it's an amalgam of different things. He just needs to, like, that shit is his essence, his blood. But as long as he's got a body to incorporate or inhabit, he can puppet that, but also bend it to its will. See, I thought, like, the more it was climbing out of that pit, it was going to start to just reform and re-solidify into its own entity. He's like this literal corrupting force.
That way lies death, friend.
And that is my path.
An army of orcs moves against men. We were the fortunate ones.
Perhaps the fortunate ones were the first to die.
Oof.
There's another life waiting for you. You just have to turn toward it.
That heraldry, what is it?
A symbol of kings long dead.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Is this all before Halberd entered the fray with Galadriel? He was wielding one of those before.
They say there's places across the sea. A man can find another path, perhaps another life. Come with us if you like.
Yeah, and then he gets on there, and he's the sole survivor. Okay, that explains some things a little more clearly.
I've done evil.
All of us have done things that we care not to admit.
Not like I have.
Find forgiveness. You are alive because you have chosen good.
But what of tomorrow?
You have to choose it again, and the next day, and the next, until it becomes a part of your nature.
Grab hold of something.
This is why I don't do boats, man. Didn't choose good today. Oh, whoa. It won't go after him.
flowing. Yours may be heading in. Or out.
God. Well, that was a pretty damn solid opening. I loved getting to see that perspective. Man, again, these visuals are beautiful. Make off with the rings.
We intend no insult to Mana Galadriel, but by order of Herald Elrond, you are to come with us.
Is it true? Elrond just informed me your companion, this Halbrand, was not who he claimed. Yet you chose to withhold this from him and Celebrimbor. Is it true?
Yes.
Who is he?
He is not what I thought.
Why do you dance so to avoid revealing the truth?
Megan Savoline at Skiathon is still leaving.
I will believe you when I no longer see the lie behind your eyes. Now, who is this man?
She only hiding
He is
it.
no man. He has been
Or
masquerading as one.
she's just going to be out with it.
He is Sauron.
There it is. I think she hid it because she didn't want to, like, show just how grand her failure was. I'm glad that she didn't hang on to it because I was a little worried about that.
I was deceived.
No, Galadriel, you were blind. Blinded by your own pride.
And what frailty blinded you, Elrond?
Nordinen.
What other path did your failure, Khazad-dûm, leave us with but this?
You were my friend!
The rings. Show them to me.
We dare not use them, High King. He's no doubt corrupted
He never
them.
touched them,
He
High
worked
King.
with Celebrimbor for weeks.
Those rings are more than our last hope. They may be the last hope for all Middle-earth. It is a risk we must chance to take. Give them to me.
He's not wrong.
High King, Sauron has not yet amassed that degree of power. These rings may be how he attains it.
They must be destroyed.
That decision is far above your privilege.
I thought he was gonna say pay grade.
The rings, Elrond. It is a command from your kin. I will not.
But if I remember right, he doesn't have influence over the Elven Rings, right? Or is that wrong? I mean, obviously they don't know that. And he's right to be suspicious. Either way. Is he gonna jump? Oh, he's... Yep. Wow. Mordor. Mount Doom's still popping off. Looky who it is. I guess he didn't get very far trekking back, but I imagine this is exactly what he wants. Because yes, they will take him to a familiar old face. Oh, and that's why Adar was like, I killed Sauron, because he thought he truly did.
The King of the Southlands turned himself in, Lord Father. Says he wants to negotiate.
Go on.
Let my people go.
All right, Moses.
Or yours will die.
There is no one left for us to fear.
There is one. Since Galadriel's defeat, she sought out a new ally, an ancient sorcerer, to instruct the elves in forging a new weapon, one you first told her about. A power over flesh.
Do you remember those words?
A power that will allow him to use your children.
God, he's a good little manipulator, isn't he?
Once more.
You will tell me everything you think you know of this sorcerer now, or I will spill the words from your throat.
If I die, all that I know dies with me. You can't kill me.
In time, you will beg me to.
Not the play I expected.
Your Majesty.
What he said, Lord Father. Sauron could never return. Could he? Sauron is dead.
Laying that seed of doubt, though, because now he's going to wonder if it's true, but he's not going to target this guy who actually is him. So he's playing some chess. We'll see how these moves pan out. And we're following the stranger now. Where are we at with this guy? Like, how's everybody feeling on his identity at this point? I'm still a little uncertain. Oh, I thought that was a stick. What the fuck? Oh, it is. What in the world? Whoa. What the fuck was that?
You had that dream again last night. Maybe it's a clue to what we're going to find when we reach those stars.
It's the heat, that's all.
Well, who's this? Or what? Oh, yo, holy hell.
Just admit it. We're lost.
Panic is the fool's meal, Nori. We would be wiser to sup on patience.
We haven't supped on anything since we ran out of snails. There's nothing to eat out here.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, come on. We might bear some fruit. Least you could do is try.
Have you forgotten what happened when last I tried? Further.
Back up, back up. If we're doing this, we're doing this.
Further, Nori.
All right.
Aw. Hey man, this shit is cool. Well,
You did it. We'll eat for days.
oh. Well, not exactly what I thought the plan was. I thought it was, like she said, to bear fruit. But yeah, sure, we can eat all that. I mean, it's food. It's the only thing you got out here. You gotta make do with it.
Don't be so glum. I asked you to conjure up some food, and you did.
I lost control.
So you need to learn how not to lose control.
In the dream, there's a kind of branch under the stars. When I reach out to grasp it,
What is it? What happens next?
some things are best not shared aloud.
Well, you did sort of share it aloud, so it's not frankly fair to be all cryptic about it now, is it?
But perhaps wizards are not always fair.
Maybe he just needs a staff to focus in as like a tuning object. Maybe it's that he's trying to use the magic without channeling it through something. That's why it's so unstable.
I miss my home as well.
You don't even remember yours.
Sometimes I perceive a glimmer of it, nonetheless. A longing, feeling I can't remember or even name. But I know it's real. Just beyond the sunset.
What we got here?
It appears we're being followed.
You tell old Baldry everything you know about Sauron.
This dude's playing a dangerous game. What, you a little jumpy?
If the Lord Father releases me, I'm going to kill you. Adar doesn't even remember you're here.
Jesus, man. This is commitment to the bit, that's for sure. Oh! Whoa! Jesus! Oh. Well, he made a new friend.
You needn't hide any longer.
Master Kirtan.
His hair is magnificent.
I have yet to thank you for trusting me regarding the rings.
Let us be clear, Commander. You and I are momentarily aligned for one reason. Because your actions have left us no alternative. Because of you, our enemy. lives. Because of you, we've no choice but to test the virtue of the rings. I should have you thrown in fetters and cast to the Etten Moors for what you've done.
Then why have you not?
I am considering it.
Don't test me.
I will not stop until he is destroyed, and I have put this right.
You would not be here now if I thought otherwise.
At least that says something about his, I don't know, how he sees her. It's like, you may have fucked up, but I know you'll do your best to fix it.
He spoke of destroying the rings. Elrond would seek out someone he can trust. Someone older, wiser, whose voice would command respect, even from you. Someone who could turn the tides his way.
See, in her flowery language there, she just could have said this dude's name. Someone people trust more than you. Someone older. Someone who controls and commands the tides. Just say his name, man. Like, God. Elves.
As you say, these rings have so quickly turned elf against elf.
Perhaps it was not Celebrimbor's hand that produced that effect.
If what you've told me is true, these 3 rings were made without Sauron's touch.
The enemy is cunning. The rings may well be a ploy on his part, a device in some larger plan, the end of which we cannot yet see. The rings must be destroyed.
Long ago there was a battle, one whose weapons were the very bones of the continent. Remains on the seabed a scar so deep its end none but Manwë himself knows. If one were to cast these rings into its depths, they would...
Oh, here comes the po-po.
Elrond, I have come to coax you willingly. I should have trusted you, as I asked you to trust me. But unless we both trust in the rings now...
What so frightens you cannot consider the possibility of their corruption?
Because in my heart, I know the 3 rings are free of his influence.
But are you? The light of Valinor shone upon your very face, Galadriel, and you turned your back on it. Was it truly to fight the darkness, or was the darkness calling to you? Can you not see? All this may be by his design.
I did what I felt was right. And time alone will reveal whether that was folly or wisdom.
What time do you think you have?
Where is Círdan?
You did what you must, Galadriel.
And so must I.
Elrond, where are the rings?
So is he ferrying them down there? Elrond stayed behind as a distraction. What should be her goofy friend?
Poppy?
I mean, there was the dude with the skeleton mask creeping over, watching them with the spyglass.
You came after us.
Wasn't so hard. You haven't exactly gotten very far.
Yes, but we appear to be lost.
Oh, so now you admit it.
Oh, you won't be for long. Look, sifting through Sadoc's old book. Harfoots must have journeyed this way a long time ago. See, there's a warning. Not to forget the words to the song, or you'll just go round in circles.
The walking song?
I think it's some kind of directions. Our folk have been wandering for years. Guess this path must have been important to him.
Oh, that was a cool little transition. Hey, there they are.
Why are you looking at it like that?
Like what?
Like you've been here before.
Only in dreams.
That you know of. There's this fucker again. There's that mark again. Dude, their armors are just so cool. The hell? What the fuck was that? Flashes back to his final moments before.
I was in your place once. Your people have been set free. Now tell me what you know of Sauron.
Sauron has returned in a new form, and I am not yet certain what shape he has taken.
Then if Of what use are you to me?
I have something you don't. The trust of the elves. Release me, and I'll go to them and seek him out, so you can marshal your legions to destroy him.
You vow allegiance to Adar, Lord Father of the Uruks.
With your head at my feet.
I vow to serve the Lord of Mordor to the end of my days.
He didn't say Adar. He said Lord of Mordor. Fine print that shit right there, man. So that when he betrays you and he's the Lord of Mordor, he's not exactly lying.
See that he's followed every step.
No, I'm going to kill you.
Your little pet's gonna munch your face off now, isn't it? God damn. You fucking got a dude, just fucking shit-eating grin on his face.
The light of the Eldar has faded. As coals too long removed from the hearth, we must return to our home or diminish forever into endless night. And so it has come to pass, our days in Middle-earth are ended.
We didn't see him get rid of the rings, though. There he is. But is Elrond right?
Perfection
Was he...
does not exist only in Valinor, High King. It is here.
Oh, he's wielding it. But did it call to him? Because there was like an ominous tone there. And there was that kick to the boat as well. Look at that. I know they're doing their own thing, but I could have sworn the Three Elven Rings were created without being connected to the greater network. At least that they had no effect on them. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've looked into a lot of this shit. So, sound off. Each one has been equipped now. Its leaves are blooming back. And it may not be signifying that there is a corruption in it, but that there is that fear that Elrond has. You know, we don't know. In this iteration, we don't really know. God, this shit's beautiful. I love it so much. There we go. Our elven rings. But, like Elrond said, whether they are corrupted or not, we don't know what piece in the puzzle they lay for his future designs. Even if they're not connected to his greater network or he can't use the rings to influence them, all the same, they exist. And only exist because he set in motion the way for them to exist, right? I don't know. He's right to be suspicious.
Let us pray the rings worked, so we have a chance to use it.
Forgive me, my lord.
And even if they aren't the product or they don't serve a role in Sauron's plans directly, like they said, we got elf on elf now because these rings exist, because we're in this point of desperation. I assume the scroll has not reached him about news yet. Damn. I really dug this this episode, man. I thought this was a great way to just kind of slide us right back into things, especially opening with that. I don't know. I found it to be a little bit of a fake out, you know, because I mean, we ended with Halbrand taking the the mountainside, returning to Mordor and heading that direction and all of that. Well, I guess that wasn't even Mordor that he was at. So like, I don't know why I thought that, because it was in that castle that was now frozen. Okay, never mind. I don't know. I thought, like, for whatever reason, right or not, that, you know, he traversed his way back and he had just changed faces because he would be familiar, and he was trying to make his plea towards Adar. But no, that was the day that Adar betrayed him and slew him. And he did. He successfully killed that body, but his essence lived on and crawled away and clamored and clawed until it found a new host, which then became Halbrand. He's just been trying to navigate this world ever since to kind of set things back into place to where he can get what he needs and what he desires. As much as he flirted or seemingly flirted with the idea of pursuing good, every one of those little choices were just little pieces of the puzzle to set the stage for how he needs things to be to return to power. The moment he had that conversation on the boat, when we saw, you know, what got him out there in the first place, you know, it just like he saw this path and he was offered this decision. It's like, that way is only death. Why not try something else? Find something else. Come with us, sail out, and we'll find a better place away from all of this. And he went out. He had that conversation on the ship with that guy. And the second that things got heated as this creature attacked the ship, that whole spiel about choosing good. And in that moment, he was like, hey, help me. When that beam fell on him, he was like, yeah, nah, I'm going to take this thing, because he learned about it. And that's a tool he can utilize. Now that he's got that on his person, he can use that to set the stage and kind of manipulate things as he kind of works his way back in. It's just like the winds of fate were steering him in that direction, because out there, like he said, you know, he bumped into Galadriel, as she too was called back into her destiny, as things are just kind of shifting in the winds to set things into motion for the inevitability of these things that are meant to play out. It's this destiny, this fate, this breathing of the above all, just kind of stirring everything. I don't know. I thought that was pretty wild in a way that all kind of played together, and that caught us up to where we left him off. And it also kind of explains some of the conversations he's had individually with like Adar and with Galadriel as well, and I found all that opening really, really interesting. So I'm wondering how they're going to play upon his like shape-shifting abilities, because I thought that would just be because this black essence was something he could morph to whatever design he would want to do. But when he did inhabit this, it seemed like a peasant woman who was on that cart. I mean, it definitely wasn't Halbrand, you know, so when he took over that body, he became Halbrand. He became a different person, because it's not the person he took over. It's not the person he used as a host. You know, the alternative is not that he like inhabited that body, but maybe he drained the essence out of that and then crafted a new one for himself. And then he's coming back in here with the same face. Okay, yeah. Okay, I just had to go back and double check, because Celebrimbor has not received the letter yet detailing his identity, but he came back here with the same face. I just feel like it would be, I mean, I get that, because he's got a relationship, he's built this rapport with him already as Halbrand, so like utilizing that face in the situation would benefit him, but he's just got to be able to intercept any kind of word about his true identity from getting into his ears. He knows Galadriel knows, so like he knows that information is out there. Because like, as far as I know, like they're doing like a wholly different thing here with his relationship with Celebrimbor, unless they find a way to transition into it. Maybe like he does get found out and he has to come in here with another face, you know, because originally, as far as I know, like he came in here as Anatar, like the Lord of Gifts or whatever, and then cultivated this relationship with Celebrimbor, which then fostered the rings that were created and such and such and such. So they're kind of tiptoeing around it and doing something else. Again, they're doing their own thing here. I don't know what our takeaway with the Elven Rings actually was in that moment, because it did seem like there was a otherworldly intervention that occurred when the one dude was like taking them out there to dump them into that trench. There was the bump on the raft, and then he was like, oh, he heard the jostling of the rings, and he was tempted to open up, and there was that ominous tone, and then he turns around, comes back, you know, Elrond's like, haha, deed is done. As sad as he is, because it is like a bittersweet kind of thing, is he feels this victory, but there's this sadness because obviously he's got to deal with the fact that without those rings, they have to leave Middle-earth to its own devices, and that sucks, but he's like, that's better than falling prey to whatever Sauron's plan is. However, his mentor comes in here strolling up, being like, hey man, perfection doesn't only exist in Valinor. We have it right here. And that's just got to be a swift kick right to the nuts for Elrond, man. For that guy who was all on board for whatever he was going to decide, just kind of undid that decision. Which is another reason why I'm like, well, did he see the truth in them? Did he examine them firsthand and see the truth? That they are not to be feared? Or did, like the One Ring, they compel him, draw him in, and sway him towards protecting them and taking them back and putting them on these three figures' hands? And it did exactly what they were designed to do. It brought the tree back to life, restored their energy here as they were meant to do, but we don't know what long-term effects that will have, because they are the only things keeping that light alive right now. And again, even if they are not corrupt themselves or a tool for him to use directly, their existence merely is part of his plan. And that, they don't know how it's going to come into play. So Elrond is right to be suspicious. But is he being suspicious about the right things? I don't know. Either way, he was trying to be safe and eliminate the possibility altogether. But also that doomed his people. I don't know. It's just a rough spot to be in. And honestly, I'm kind of glad and surprised at the same time that Galadriel ended up just admitting the truth about the matter, even though it took a minute to press her about it. And it's because, at the end of the day, admitting it and revealing the truth admits her own fault and the part she played in all of it. And it was hard for her to do that because she's got a lot of pride, and she stomached it and she pushed through it, let them know that Sauron is back and that is who they were working with. And obviously, the king knows that she fucked up. While he wants to be angry, and he very rightly so is, the king still has to accept the fact that she's here and just kind of roll with the punches because they don't have a choice now. He backed her claim with the rings because that's the only option laid before their feet right now. As much as she fucked everything up, there's not a better choice because she's left them with no choice. So I don't know. I like the way they've kind of played around with all of that. Then we got the stranger out here running around with our little Harfoot friend. I forgot her name. But they're off on their little journey off into the lands of Rune to seek out this star and find whatever it is he's trying to find. And he's having these dreams, these visions of this other wizard that popped in there that definitely wasn't him, you know, and of this staff that he touches and it instills him with all of these flashes, flickers of like destruction and all kinds of other stuff. Just a whole bunch of different stuff when he touches his staff. And he's just like, he's like being drawn, but there's also like this foreboding element to it. And I don't know. I still really don't know who he's meant to be. As I've said before, my leading theory, even though it, again, it's one of those many changes that it would be to the grand scheme of everything, is if it was Gandalf. Because that connection to the Harfoots, I feel like is the main thing that makes me think Gandalf, but I don't know. And then that one dude that was in the vision very much so does look like a very young Saruman, so who knows? Who knows? I'm open. I still don't know if it's been hard confirmed yet, because I know they've been very coy in certain interviews about who he is. We're like, oh, we all know who he is, but then they don't say who he is. So it's just like, I guess the idea is you're meant to assume what you're meant to assume, and I think that is Gandalf, but I haven't seen them actually outright say it is. I thought this was a really solid episode. Again, the production value is off the charts in this show. The imagery is beautiful. Production design, suits, costume, all of that is still on point. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the pace is going to be throughout this, because that was where I kind of bumped into things last season. Was a lot of the pacing was just so inconsistent, and there was times where our A and B storylines, one of the which would not be as interesting as the other, and sometimes you were just slogging through certain beats in the last season. Hopefully this is a little more smooth and things are a little more balanced out. I'm being optimistic as we dive into this, but I think this was a solid first episode as we return and reset ourselves back into this world. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from here. But guys, what do you all think? How do you feel? And for all you guys that know the lore, kind of shed some light on some of the stuff that happened in this. Because obviously I know there's some deviations, some differences, but, you know, give me some insight into some of those changes and how those can kind of coincide and or throw things off into a whole new journey for us to explore. Because all in all, I'm coming into this treating it as its own adaptation and an extension of the Tolkien universe. You know, I'm not... Obviously, it's not going to be a one-to-one. The films were not a one-to-one. I'm not laying those expectations on this show. I think I made that pretty clear last season as well, but I'm letting it tell its story, and however it tells that story is what I'm going to kind of leave it up to. All in all, sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends, Manny Sherritt, Your Coruscant, Melito, Robert Onguiano, Jeffrey LJ, Control, Eric Official, Casey Wood, and Russell Crockett. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. But that's it for this video, guys. I'm going to see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.